Hello everyone and welcome back to Matchbox Memories. Today we're going to look at moving parts, Matchbox moving parts mix 5, which starts with the Fiat there and ends with that ambulance. There are 6 cars in the series. We will have a look at that. We will unbox each of these vehicles and then have a closer look at them, and then also look at some of the vehicles I've been purchasing on Whatnot over the last few months that have recently arrived. With Without any further ado, let's just start off with these vehicles. So this vehicle is a 2021 Fiat 500e, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of them in their boxes, and I'm going to unbox them all, and then we'll have a look at the vehicles after that, just in the interest of time. So typical moving parts box. I always find these hard to store. You can see the 70th anniversary logo. The moving part on this vehicle is obviously the trunk opens, and there's the back of them. So quick look at them all, and then we'll open them up and then have a closer look at them all. So this is also a new casting. I don't think Matchbox has done this Fiat 500e with a moving part. So this is the first of this particular line. This is also a new casting, the 1995 Volkswagen Golf MK in an interesting turquoise color. Same moving part, which is the trunk. Also a new casting, in case I just didn't say that. This one we've seen before in a few different colors now, the 1978 Subaru Brat. Not going to spend too much time on it, it's just a recolor. There it is. And then we have the Mercedes-Benz Unimog U5023 with the Polizzi logo, which we've seen in quite a few police cars already. So this will go with that theme, and I will be opening that up as well. And then we have the 1965 Land Rover Gen 2 pickup, which we also saw recently in red. I really like this casting. I think it's a fantastic little vehicle. Takes me back to the days of being in Zambia and doing safaris and seeing the various wildlife. It's really nice. And then last but not least, this is my favorite, I think, of the lot of them, the 2019 Ram Ambulance, which we also saw in the collectors line, which I didn't open last time, but I will open this time, as I found a couple of them now. And the moving part there is the back doors. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna open those all up, and we will have a look at each of those cars. So I've opened them all up, guys, and we will just go through them real quick. So here is the Fiat 500e, I think. Yeah, 500e, which is the electric version. Has no engine, it's got a battery instead. It's actually got some really good weight to it. Good detailing, look at that. I've driven one of these, they're actually quite fun to drive. I have to say my Lexus is 100 times more fun to drive and just a much smoother drive than this. But it's a great little car to zip around in the city. That is, I think it's a fun little casting. Not thrilled with the color, but it's a good start. I think the casting itself is very, very cool, and good job overall. Not too much of a space. There is a bit of a gap still. Seems like it's a metal part and not a plastic part that Matchbox has included with this vehicle, which is always nice. And there's the back, just in case I didn't show it. Next we have the Golf, which to me seems like it's quite large. The scale seems off. I mean, especially if you compare it to the Subaru and the Land Rover, that Golf does seem rather long and rather wide and quite tall as well. I'm not sure if the Land Rover is not to scale or if it's just the Golf here. Let's have a closer look at it. And then I also pulled another Golf. I mean, this has 2 doors. This is a single door. But anyways, you can see the difference in length. fair size difference. I'm not sure if it's just me, but for whatever reason, this does seem quite a large vehicle. And it's interesting engineering as well. Let's just have a look at the car first. Look at that. That looks quite sharp. An interesting aquamarine on this with a gray interior. VW Golf, and as you can see, the moving part is sorry, I can't open it. The moving part is right there. Gray interior. There's some luggage at the back, and they've got those metal rods, the safety rods, that just make this vehicle look awful, I have to say. Look at that. That just looks awful. I can't believe that they haven't figured out a way to hide those rods better. Or just a redesign of some sort. There it is, 1995 Volkswagen Golf MK3. It's a nice car. Just seems a bit larger than I would have expected, but I'm not sure if it's to scale or not. It's quite nice. All right, next we have the Subaru Brat, the 1978 Subaru Brat, which we've seen in probably 4 colors now. We're going to spend too much time on it. It's usually a detailed engine, as it is there. You can see the details. Fortunately, when they detail the engine, they seem to not want to detail the lights, or the front lights or the back lights. Does have a side tempo. You know, they are charging double for these vehicles. You would think they'd be able to do the extra little bits to make a difference here. Here's a wonderful casting. I really enjoy this. I like this jungle safari theme. I've got quite a few vehicles with it now. I love the fact that it's fully detailed. Look how good that looks. Wow. And of course the moving parts are the doors, which are not the easiest to open, but maybe it's just because it's the first time they've been opened there. Extra tire. They really have put in almost all the bells and whistles. They didn't detail the back, but I can live with that when they've done such a good job with the front, the sides, and the doors. Look at that. Not much of a gap on the doors either. Very, very well done. '65 Land Rover Gen 2 pickup. Beautiful. So this looks like it's 2 parts. Let's have a look at this. So this is the Mercedes-Benz truck, and they did, I think they call it a Unimog, and I think that's the moving part. So give me a second, I'm just going to take it apart and see if it comes apart. Okay, so it doesn't appear to come apart. So the moving part is basically this attachment. It does sort of wobble. It doesn't come off, which makes sense. You wouldn't expect it to come off. Interesting design. I really like it. I think it's a cool little car. Interesting design. Look at that. And looks like it doesn't have an interior. Okay, probably my favorite one, the Ram Ambulance Matchbox Fire Department, El Segundo, California, which is where I think the first US headquarters were for Matchbox. This is the second version of this vehicle that I have in my collection. This is the first one that I've opened. 2019 Ram Ambulance. There's also a white version in the moving part series from around 2020 that I missed. It was during the COVID years, and I think it's the it's a Canadian livery. It's either I think it's the municipality of Peel, Ontario, in Canada. So that's the one I'm missing. This one is absolutely fantastic. I will open the doors in a bit, but there it is. Does have an interior. That is just really, really sharp. And then since we're looking at that ambulance, I'm going to open this one as well, which I didn't do when I did the review for this particular set. This is the collector set. This one has rubber wheels, and we've already seen it, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, just to show you guys the back real quick. And give me a second while I just open it up. So just open that up, guys. Here it is. Emergency Services Ambulance 70 is the 70th anniversary. And you can see it on the door as well. 1310 on the side there. And that looks really sharp as well. Yeah, you can see that it has an interior. You can sort of make it out through the light there. And I think these are metal doors. Can't tell for sure. But there's lots of detailing in the back. I can't exactly see what it is. This one does have rubber wheels. At least I think it's rubber wheels. Actually, maybe not. They aren't. I don't think they are rubber wheels. Just have a look at the packaging and see what it says. Yeah, it seems like they're not rubber wheels. I think they're just plastic wheels. There's no thread on them. It's a bit disappointing considering this is almost a $7 vehicle, plus taxes. Anyways, good vehicle. I really like it. And then I also opened the back of this so you can see the detailing. It's exactly the same detailing as the Ram. This one's in gray so you can see it a little bit better. Looks like there's a bed and a bunch of emergency equipment. Anyways, I think those are just absolutely fantastic. It's a fantastic line. And then let's just keep going here. I want to have a look at this Audi. I had a version that I already showed you guys that was slightly damaged and is over there, which I finally was able to replace with this version. I did pay a pretty penny for it. It was about $7 US plus shipping, so quite expensive, but difficult to find. So happy to add it, and I'm just going to open it up and then have a quick look at it. So there it is out of its packaging. In almost pristine condition. First time anyone's touched it. You can see the paint job's not the greatest. You can see a bit of a flaw there, which is a shame. Audi RS6 Avant 2004, but still much better than the version that I have currently, which you can see through the package has lots of dings on it. It's quite well play worn, and then a kid has actually painted the back there, so a lot of the livery, etc. is missing. So very, very happy to replace that. And then just to show you guys the other versions I do have in my collection. And then that's the premium version from the 70th anniversary, and then I will be very, very happy to add that. I'm still missing a few versions of it that I will slowly collect as I see them. All right, next we're gonna look at these Land Rover Discovery or Defender 110s. There's one version. There's the Best of British in yellow. Let's have a quick look at the packaging there. It's a 12 car series, and coincidentally I collect just about every single vehicle in this series. And that's from 2007, so it's getting up there in age, and this one's actually quite difficult to find. I will be opening that, and we have a third version that I don't have in my collection in red here, which we'll also open. Looks like the front's not detailed, neither is the back. And this one's from 2011. And the one we looked at there is from 2013. I might already have this in my collection. If I do, I may not open it, but we'll see. So guys, this is one of my absolutely favorite Matchbox castings of all time. You can see I've got quite a few of them. I still don't have them all. I do have 2 more that I couldn't find that I was hoping to unbox today, but couldn't remember where I actually kept them. But anyways, I've opened the 3 vehicles that we just looked at. Let's have a look at the best of Britain or British first. Look at the detailing there. Land Rover Defender, detailed front. GB for Great Britain, spare tire at the back, a ladder going to the roof, and then a fully detailed roof, and lights at the front. You can see the top lights there. It's an amazing casting. I love this casting. Land Rover Defender 110 1997. Good set of wheels. Next, we're going to look at the red one that says Amazon Sanctuary MBX protection. There's I think that's an eagle and some sort of cat. Might be not sure what it is, but some sort of cat there. And this one, the front's not detailed. Decent set of wheels and a spare there. And then you can see there's a difference in casting. They've included a plastic piece there. This one's probably the most boring of the 3, but still good casting. Love the yellow windows, which matches the yellow hubs. Let's just give you a bit of history on these. So there's 3 different castings for this particular vehicle. The oldest one is this. So it's full metal top. All the bits at the top are metal. And you can see there's 2 levels of roof rack here. And then they changed that casting to this version, which is essentially the same, the 2 levels of roof rack. You can see these 2 lines here. And then they made some of the tools into a plastic piece. So you can see through it, you can see through the roof. It's a bit of a moon roof, which was a nice touch. And then they went ahead and changed it a 3rd time. So this looks almost identical to the red one, but it is different. You can see it's slightly lower. Doesn't have the sort of the 2 levels of roof rack. It's sort of a single level. It's slightly shorter. And then you can also see the lights on this one are metal, as is with the first version, and then this version it became part of the plastic inclusion. So those are 3 versions, guys. I'm going to quickly look at all these Land Rovers because we haven't looked at them in a while, and this is definitely one worth, this vehicle is certainly one worth spending some time on. And I didn't look at the order of when these were released, guys. We're just going to have a quick look at this. So this one is part of the Anaconda line. We've seen plenty of vehicles part of that series from Matchbox. You can see the snakeskin livery, which is phenomenal. Same detailing as all the others. And the original roof rack, which was full metal. This one I bought on Whatnot. Somebody has painted it. I just thought it was fantastic. I'm not sure what reg version this is. Could probably figure it out from the back here, from the manufacturing date, which I'm not seeing right off the top. But anyways, just thought it was a nice different version of it. I'm not sure you can really drive this because it's quite muddy, but anyways, just something different, and it was 50 cents or $1, and I couldn't say no to it, so I purchased it. Then there's the Rainforest Defender 110 with a lizard on the side. Some interesting livery. Front's not done. There's the back and the base there. And then this vehicle is essentially the same. Slightly different color, but they're essentially the same. You can see one's a dark orange, the other is a lighter orange. But the big difference is if you look at the wheels there, this one has a gray interior wheel. So the rims are gray, even though, you know, it's a gray with a orange sort of circle there. And in this one, the wheels are exactly the same, but you'll notice that the interior rim is actually orange on this one. So that is a variance for those die-hard variance collectors. I think it's interesting. Anyways, not sure if anyone knew about it. I discovered it by accident. This one's actually a premium vehicle. It does have the rubber wheels, as you can see, and it's fully detailed. And I can't remember if this is from the 60th or the 65th anniversary. It's from, you know, within the last 10 years. It's a really, really nice casting. And the only two versions I have with rubber wheels for this. Next, we've got it in a bit of a zebra pattern in brown. This one's really nice as well. Unfortunately, the front's not detailed. I'd love to detail the fronts on these, but they're so rare and so difficult to find now. It's just, I don't want to take anything away from the authenticity of the vehicle. And then this one I think is from 50. It's from one of the anniversary years. I can't exactly remember which one. I just got this. It was in a premium packaging, but definitely no rubber wheels. But it does have the front done as well as the sides. It's a G64. Oh, 60th anniversary. See, it's the 60th anniversary. I knew it was one of the anniversary years. So that's from 15 years ago. 2023 now. Another really nice one. And I'm never certain if these forest services are the same as national parks. I have them separated. I don't put the forest services vehicles with my national parks vehicles, but I've noticed some collectors do. I'd love if somebody knew the answer to that, if they could put it down in the comments so that I can have more information on it or better my understanding. This is really rare, hard to find. Can't remember where I got it, but I did pick it up somewhere. And then this is the 9-pack exclusive, which is a difficult one to find. This is the first version of this vehicle that I got. It says Yorkshire Ridge, Land Rover. I love the color combo. And last but not least, this might be my favorite version of it in this green. Came as a part of the British theme set as well as a Land Rover set that was a Walmart exclusive. I can't remember which one this is from, but there were 2 opportunities to collect this particular vehicle. And I have quite a few of them. And there it is, guys. So that is my, you know, if you add these 2 there, that is my Land Rover Defender collection. And I have a couple more somewhere that I need to find and open for you guys. And I will continue to add all these vehicles to my collection. All right, so we're gonna look at a bunch of vehicles and then open them. So first of all, we're gonna look at this MBX City bus. It's called a CBT 801. And this is one I do collect. It's from 2015. There's a 1975 Range Rover in a mustard yellow with an opening hood. It's actually really nice. This one never came to Vancouver, at least to the Walmart that I visit. Or it did when I was not around. And I never saw this at Walmart either. So this is the 2020 BMW M4 Cabrio. We did see it in blue, purple, and black, I think. So I have the white one as well, which is the one that I was missing. This is white with a red interior, which looks absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna open those three. I'm gonna open this Lamborghini Gallardo 5604 Polizia. Got quite a few of those. I didn't pull them out, but then we're gonna open this 1972 Ford Bronco from a few years ago. If I don't already have it open, we will have a look. This is from 2007. And then we've been looking at these bikes in the last video. This is one more that I found that I didn't have. We shall open that. The BMW R1200 RTP police motorcycle. And then just to keep going, we shall look at this motorhome. It's a fantasy casting, but it is one that I collect, and I do want to open this. It's from 2011. So let's start off with those, and then have a look at the rest of the cars. I also want to open this bus since we are opening the other bus. And just a quick, this is from the Matchbox Across America. It represents the 50 states at the time, I think. Birthday series. And this card's a bit damaged, so I'm going to open this up. This is the New Jersey with the license plate number NJ003. You can see the 2001 license, so quite an old casting. I'm going to open that as well. All right, going to start off by looking at the two buses. So this one is a fantasy bus. It's just called City Bus. Plastic body, metal base. I've got a few versions of this that we can look at real quick. Have it in yellow. That's exactly the same as the yellow one I just put on there. It's just more play worn. This one's just a cleaner version of it. And then I got so three different versions. There was a casting change. The older vehicles, like this one here, has a metal base with a plastic body. And then so this one's the same. It's got, you know, metal base. Sorry, metal body, plastic base. Same with the yellow one. And then you can see the newer ones have plastic body, metal base. Matchbox got smart and wanted to save a few bucks by having the larger part be plastic and the smaller part be metal. Anyways, here we go. This is a Hungarian bus company called Icarus. They've been doing this casting for a while. This one says Down the Shore Tour, New Jersey. So it's from that set I just showed you. This is a fantastic little bus. It's too bad they didn't detail the front. It's got lots of weight to it. And some very, very nice graphics. It's from the 50th anniversary of Matchbox. And look at that. Look at the detail on this vehicle. And unfortunately, I don't have too many versions of it. I do have two versions of this España bus, which is exactly the same casting in a different color and livery. And this one's play worn. And for those of you that don't know, I do love collecting buses, trucks, ambulances, police cars, tow trucks, and any kind of racing car, motorcycles. I love collecting them all. And I'm pretty sure, actually maybe this one's, they both seem to be somewhat play worn, so I probably didn't get either off of a blister. So just wanted to quickly show you guys those buses. Okay, next we're going to look at this Caravan motorhome. What's the official name of this casting? It's called a motorhome. This one says World Tour, the toys in red with the red hubs, metal base. This part's metal, but the rest of it's all plastic. It's got a moving part to it. It does open, but just difficult to open on camera with just the one hand. And then just to quickly have a look at the ones I already have in my collection. So I've got it in green. This is sort of a purpley brown. There's a few versions of it. We already looked at these in my last video. Just wanted to show everything on camera at once, and now I've done that, and I'm going to keep continuing to collect these. There are a few that I still don't have. These are the remaining vehicles that we looked at and said we would open. Here is a Lamborghini Gallardo. I think this might have been the first version. It's a very early version of this casting. If it's not the first, it's one of the earlier versions of it. MBX police livery, front's not detailed, side detailing, an opaque siren. I like this casting. I think Matchbox should do a better job of finishing them off, because this really could be a stellar casting if they did the work on it. Really like that. Then there's the BMW that we've seen in several colors. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Once again, look at that. Look how sharp it looks when the front and the back are done. This is absolutely fantastic. 2020 M4. (1975) Range Rover. This is a year older than I am, at least the model is. The moving part is the engine, the hood, so you can see the engine in there. It's not detailed, but the front is detailed, which is imperative in these vehicles. And this, I just love this casting. I remember one of my dad's friends had this when I was a kid, and I used to think the world of this vehicle. And this might be the first version of it that I do have in my collection, and I am very, very happy that they did it. And you can see, sadly, the engineering at Matchbox is not that great. Look at the gap there. That's a huge gap. Can't win them all. Okay, here's one that I do like to collect, the Ford Bronco. 2008. License, and the 1972 Ford Bronco. I think this is a classic. This is just such a good looking vehicle, and I'm very happy to add it to my collection. That's what I have opened so far. I have probably another 4 or 5 that I haven't opened, and I'm going to do a video at some point opening those. So I'm just happy to add that in there. And that is, guys, just a quick look at them. And then we're going to look at the police motorcycle. This one looks really, really sharp. Look at that. This might be the sharpest looking version of this vehicle that I own. And I wasn't going to take my camera and look at the others, but you know what? It's just a quick walk from where I am. So just give me a second. We'll just walk there and look at the other versions of this in my collection very, very quickly. Sorry about the lighting, guys. It's just a very, that's the one we just looked at. We've seen all these before. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now the 7th version of it. Not going to spend too much time on it. Just wanted to show you guys quickly what we already own. All right, so I'm just going to go through some cars real quick. I'm going to open them up. First of all, we're going to open this 2008 Lotus Evora. There's the car real quick. There's the packaging. It's from 2011. Here's another fantasy vehicle that I collect. It's called the MBX Tanker. This time it says Jettison's full recovery system. And we're going to open that up. This one's quite old as well, from 2011. Then we're going to open a bunch of Ford Expeditions from various years. That's from 2011. This one I already have, but it's damaged. So this one's going to replace the version that I already have, and this one's quite old as well, 2006. This one says State Patrol, Ford Expedition Police. This one's more recent. Oh no, it's actually older, 2000. It's actually quite old. And I think I already have this as well. It says Rescue Mountain Patrol. So if I already have it open, I'm not going to open it, but it's from 1998. And then we're going to open this Powerlift. It's quite old. I love the card on this. The graphics are amazing. 2011. Ford F550 Super Duty mini pumper from 2013. We've got a Jeep Wrangler Superlift. Beautiful color. That green and orange is just striking. From 2011. I'm not sure if I'm going to open this one, guys, but I'm just going to show you real quick. This is an International CXT. This is not one that I'm currently collecting, but I do have a few of them that are unopened, so maybe I'll open them all up in a different video, but just so you know, this is from 2011. I do want to open this Mercedes 500 SL from 1993, so that's quite old. And then these ambulances and fire trucks will be opened. And then I want to open this Ducati. It's a Hot Wheels, but man, I love my Ducatis, and I just want to show you guys real quick that I do have it in package, and I will be opening it. And then is there anything else that I really want to open? Okay, yeah, I do want to open these two because I do collect this, the 75 Volkswagen thing. And there it is in purple. Just gonna open those two up. Hey guys, so I've opened all those up. We will look at them fairly quickly. Let's start off with this particular vehicle, which is the Volkswagen Type 181 from 1974. Bit of a zebra stripe. It says jungle thing on it. Front's not done. Sort of a maroon interior, black base, and then we also have it in yellow. Look at that, back detailed and front detailed. Looks so much out of chopper with a black base. I'm not sure what the significance of the numbers on the number plate. And then just to show you guys, I have quite a few versions of these. We have seen them all fairly recently, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I will show you guys. So the two white versions, that one and that one, are different. One is white, one is cream. They're from different years. And then those two that we just opened. All right, next we're going to look at the Ford Expeditions. This one says Arctic Expedition Navigation Team. Red siren. Blue one also has a siren. It is a yellow siren. State Patrol. This looks like a Texas State Patrol. Number 15. No detailing at the side or the front. At least no coloring. There is a tampo on the top as well, so it can be seen by a helicopter, I guess. This one's made in China. This one's made in Thailand, and then I have two versions of it without the siren. Sort of a military version of it. Made in Thailand. I thought I already had this, but I don't. It's the Mountain Patrol Rescue. This one's made in China. So different eras of Matchbox, some made in China, others made in Thailand. All great additions to my collection. So this one I already have, but it is a completely damaged version, and I am going to be happy to retire it and put this in its place and maybe make a custom out of this at some point. This one could definitely use some love, and I'm happy to replace it. And those are just some of my other Ford Expeditions, guys. So I don't have too many of them, but enough to say I have a part of a collection. And you can see some of them are with the siren and some of them are not. Let's just move along here. Next we're going to look at this Jeep Superlift, Jeep Wrangler Superlift. I really like this casting. Some of my friends don't like it as much, but I think it's a fantastic little casting. And when they do the detailing on it, like they have with this one, it looks really, really good. Look at that. Look at all the details on this particular casting. We've seen it before. I've got quite a few of them in my collection, and it is definitely one I am going to continue collecting. This one might be my favorite version of it. Like, just the colors are just so sharp on it. And then here it is, the Ford, is it F-150? Forget the model number on it, F-550 Super Duty. And I've got several versions of them, guys. I just didn't have a chance to pull them out. But this is a nice little casting. I seem to do it every year or every second year. I just picked up the National Parks version, and I think there's two of them. I picked up the more yellowy green version of it, which I will do when I do my next National Parks video. There it is. This one says Pit Crew. This is the power lift, which is a moving part. Sure it is. Yeah, it is. There you go. It does move. It's a bit stiff, but really, really nice. And then here's a fire truck. This one's called International Pumper. I'm pretty sure it's not a licensed vehicle, but very well designed. Lots of weight to it. It's an old vehicle. When I get these for $1 or 50 cents, I just pick them up because you can never have too many fire trucks, and no matter how bad an ambulance looks, you can never have too many ambulances. And this one does look quite bad. Ultra Med Alert. Horrible wheels, horrible graphics, terrible color. Just about everything on this vehicle I do not like, but yet for 50 cents I couldn't pass on it. Here's that Ducati, the Hot Wheels Ducati that I opened. I collect the Ducati. I think it's a fantastic motorcycle. Not a big fan of real motorcycles, but I do love the die-cast versions. And this one is probably my favorite motorcycle casting of all time. And there's that Mercedes 500 SL, made in Thailand. I really like this car as well. Even I've often thought about buying the real version of it. You can buy it for about $10,000 to $12,000 Canadian. It's a nice little sports car that you can drive around, and it's somewhat affordable. This one's got almost no weight to it, but just thought I'll show you guys that, and then I want to open a few more cars here, so give me a second. Before we look at more cars, let's look at this utility truck. It's a fantasy vehicle, but it's one that I really, really like. And just to show you guys, I have a few different versions of it, and I'm very, very happy to add one more to it. I'm going to keep looking out for these. There's lots of versions to collect. They're not that easy to find, even though they're fantasy vehicles. I guess it's mostly because kids opened them up and played with them, and I'm guessing generally collectors didn't purchase them or didn't buy multiples of them. And one more we didn't look at is this vehicle here, the Lotus. Look at that, look how sharp that is. That is just a beautiful casting. And I've got a few versions of this, guys. I just didn't pull it out, but I do want to display it, so I did open it. Okay, and then I'm going to try and keep this quick here. I'm not going to open these, but I just want to show you these. This is a 2000 Chevy Suburban fire truck with all the bells and whistles. I got this for $6 US on Whatnot. Not sure if this one's limited edition or not, but I just love the casting and I love the detailing on this, and I thought, you know what, I've got to buy it at that price. And then this is a part of the Matchbox association with Dare. And this is a police Crown Victoria. Look at all the bells and whistles on it. It looks so good when it's completely done. This is the old Crown Victoria police. And since we're looking at that, I do have another Crown Victoria, which I'm going to look at in black. I'm going to open that up as well. Look Look how bland it looks without the detailing at the front and the back. And look how good it looks there. Shame on you, Matchbox. We're gonna open this Chevy van from a few years ago, 2007. Part of the Hero City line, this Land Rover 90. I'll mostly open these up, guys, because I just have no room to store them. And these are cars I collect. Now, 1998 Jeep Wrangler. Another favorite casting of mine. There's so many versions of this to collect. Got a ton of Jurassic Park versions. Here's another version of it. Slightly different casting with the roof rack there. Really old, from 2000. And then there's two English taxis. The Austin FX London taxi. That looks really sharp with those graphics, from 2011. Another version of that same taxi from 2012. I'm not going to open those two. I just want to show you those. Not displaying that. And then my first Matchbox Batmobile. Actually, my first Batmobile. I don't necessarily collect them, but for a couple of bucks I couldn't pass this up just because I'd never seen it before. It's quite old. It's from 2011. Not going to open that one. I have these two Ford Mustangs that I'm not going to open either. I just want to show you guys real quick. Quite old. I do collect this casting, and I do have quite a few of them to open. So once I do that, I will open these with them. But just want to show you guys. And then I will open this police car, the Ford LTD police car, because I don't think I have this version open. And this video is getting quite long, guys, so I'm going to be very quick here. There's a 97 Chevy Tahoe, which we're going to open, which is from the early 2000s or late 1997. A Volkswagen Severio Cross that I will open. I think I have two versions of this now. This is from 2010. I love this casting with the plastic ladders on top. I think it's a Ford panel van here. 2002. And then a bunch of Ford Transit. There's one. There's a second one. Third one that we're going to open. This is my favorite of those three. So let's just open those up real quick and have a look at them. So I've opened all those up. I'm not going to spend too much time on them. So really quick look at them all, guys. That's a Chevy Tahoe. Got several versions of this. I've had this van as a kid with the England base in orange. It came in so many different varieties. Adidas did a version of this with larger tires. It's a fantastic vehicle. The Ford Transit, another really nice vehicle. I love this one. That's Ford Genuine Parts. Love the inclusion, the light inclusion there, even though there's a bit of a gap. And then here's the older version of that particular vehicle, also Ford Transit. That is in blue. It's a roofing company. There's that Volkswagen S. And the two Jeeps, guys. And that's it, guys. I apologize for this video being so long, but we did look at so many different cars, and I'm happy to have opened all these. And it's 5 p.m. here in Vancouver, so I am going to run to Walmart to see if they're opening anything up. Or have a fantastic week, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do so. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it on YouTube.